As we all saw, a lot of things went down this offseason, which leaves us with a lot to look forward to going into the 2018 and 19 NBA season. As always, we saw a lot of players change teams, and some talented rookies get drafted this year. But those are things that happen every offseason. So instead, we're going to be looking at some of the bigger trades and signings that went down, and some of the bigger storylines in general going into this year, with the 8 best things to look forward to going into this season. Starting with number 8. Can Isiah Thomas make a comeback? This year is going to be a make or break year for Isiah Thomas. It's been a little over a year now since we saw Isiah play the best basketball of his career before going out with a hip injury that to this point has completely turned his career around. He had just averaged 29 a game in the best season of his career and was blowing through everyone in the playoffs in honor of his sister who just passed away. But after barely tapping into Kevin Love in the Eastern Conference Finals, IT finally aggravated his hip enough to force him to miss the rest of the playoffs. And he said that at the start of the playoffs, he knew he injured his hip, but the Celtics staff told him he could play through it. But playing through it was what made it bad enough to where he had to miss so much of the 2018 season. He played 15 games for the Cavs and 17 for the Lakers, averaging 15 a game, which are still decent numbers, but he was nowhere near his old self. So now for this season, IT's finally healthy and on a 1-year deal with the Nuggets, where he's gonna get to finally prove whether or not he'll at least get back to the level of an NBA All-Star. And I really think this is one of his last chances, because if he can't play at that level this year, he's not gonna get a good contract next season, teams are gonna lose confidence in him, and most importantly, probably gonna start losing confidence in his own abilities. Number 7. Which Kevin Love will we get? This might not seem like that big of a deal, but let's not forget how Kevin Love used to be thought of as a monster power forward that put up some of the best numbers in the league on a daily basis. But ever since he moved to the Cavs to play with LeBron, he's still been good, but he hasn't been that same player. But now that LeBron's gone, we're gonna get to see if the old Kevin Love comes back. And let's just refresh our memory on how good the Timberwolves Kevin was. In the 2010 season, Kevin Love put up a 30-point, 30-rebound game, had the longest streak of double-doubles since 1976, with at least 10 points and rebounds 53 games in a row, made the All-Star team and averaged 20 and 15 for the season. And then in 2011 and 13, he stepped up even bigger, because in both seasons, he made the All-Star team again and averaged 26 and 13 on the year, won the 3-point contest, finished 6th in MVP voting, and made the All-NBA second team twice. He was really the only quality player on that team at the time, and the Wolves were still always one of the worst teams in the league, but I mean, it's looking like that's where the Cavs are headed this year, so we'll see. Because we saw how much Chris Bosh had to sacrifice to play with LeBron James, and for the past few years, it was the same for Kevin Love. So now that LeBron's gone, we're gonna get to see if that old Kevin Love can come back and play anything like he used to, or if the Cavs Kevin Love is a different person. Either way, it'd be pretty helpful if he could put up those kinds of numbers on a team that actually had a chance at winning something. Number 6. Markelle Fultz. If Markelle Fultz has another year like he did last year, then he's gonna go down as one of the biggest busts ever. But if he comes out strong, he can still save his career. And that's one of the things we have to look forward to this season. Which Markelle Fultz are we gonna get? Last year, whether it was from trying to change his shot, or a shoulder injury, or a combination of the two, Fultz forgot how to shoot. After the man was taken first overall and shot 50% from the field and 40% from 3 in college, it was said that he tried to make adjustments to his shooting form, and it all went downhill from there. The adjustments caused him to irritate his shoulder and mess up his shooting form. Here's his form before the adjustments, here's how it was after he messed it up. He messed himself up so bad that he only played 4 games in the regular season and didn't shoot a single 3-pointer before being taken out for most of the year, and now it's taken him almost a full year to reteach himself, and here's his new shot today. And it doesn't look too bad. So if he returns to his first overall pick form, Philly's gonna have a monster big 3. We saw what they did last season without Fultz, so now that they're adding him to the lineup and Simmons and Embiid are a year older with a year of more experience, the sky's the limit for this team, and they could be real contenders in the Eastern Conference. And hopefully we're gonna get to see that this season. Number 5. Will Carmelo Anthony fit on the Rockets? Last season we saw Carmelo play with 2 superstar players for the first time in his career. In the past, we've seen him play with guys like an older Allen Iverson, Chauncey Billups, and Amari Stoudemire, but Melo was still always the first option on those teams. So last season, when he was on the team with 2 guys that were better than him in Russell Westbrook and Paul George, things didn't go as planned. PG-13 and Russ fit great together, but Carmelo seemed like he was the odd man out, and it showed. He refused to come off the bench in the regular season and the playoffs, and he just didn't fit in as a starter, which led to him not making the All-Star team for the first time in 8 years and having statistically the worst season of his entire career. And now he's joined the Houston Rockets, who not only have 2 superstar players of their own, but 2 ball-dominant players in Chris Paul and James Harden. Mostly everyone at this point is rooting for the Rockets this season to beat the Warriors, so I think there's a lot of people that are hoping Carmelo Anthony does fit and does work out for this team. And to be honest, I think there is a good chance that that happens, because if the rumors are true, it seems like his time in OKC was a humbling experience for Melo, because it's being rumored that he's now willing to come off the bench for the Rockets. And if that's the case, then they're in great hands. But either way, it's still something everyone's looking forward to seeing the outcome of this NBA season. Number 4, the outcome of the DeMar DeRozan Kawhi Leonard trade. The biggest trade this offseason was the one that sent Kawhi Leonard to Toronto and DeMar DeRozan to the Spurs. And everyone wants to see the outcome of this trade and who really won it. For the Raptors, now they look like they have a real chance at making it to the NBA Finals. Because by adding Kawhi, one of the best defenders in the league and a former finals MVP, they made themselves much better on defense and fixed their problem of not being able to perform in the playoffs. And for the Spurs, they don't have the same buzz around their team, but no one's really sure how good they're going to be. What we do know though is that this is going to be a revenge year for DeMar DeRozan, who promised to drop 50 points on the Raptors when San Antonio plays them later this year. So hopefully DeMar comes out and has the best season of his career and can help the Spurs make a solid playoff run. Number 3, LeBron James on the Lakers. Whether you want to see him fail or succeed, there's no arguing that one of the most exciting things this season that everyone's looking forward to is seeing LeBron on the Lakers. This new Lakers team isn't gonna be the best, but LeBron James on the Lakers is something we never realistically thought we'd see. And seeing one of the top franchises in not only basketball, but in sports in general, get another all-time great is a great thing. So for the next few years to come, we can look forward to LeGM and Magic Johnson bringing the Lakers back to being one of the top teams in the league again. And LeBron signed with LA for 4 years, so this year, they're going to use it to see what players fit into their system, who works doing what kind of players they need on their team, and what players to let go. And then next offseason is when we can expect them to go after the big name free agents that they have a ton of cap space to sign. Number 2, the Boston Celtics roster. After the Celtics breakout season last year, in the regular season and the playoffs, everyone's waiting to see if they're going to be able to do the same thing this year. A lot of fans want and believe we're going to get to see the Celtics play against the Warriors in the NBA Finals at the end of this season. But before that, we have to see how Boston's rotation works out. Because with Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward coming back from injuries, and that means guys like Terry Rozier and Jaylen Brown really aren't going to be getting as much playing time, and we're going to see if they can still be great players in their roles coming off the bench. But if things do go as planned, then I think there's a real high chance that the Celtics and Warriors do play in the playoffs, and by the looks of it, it looks like the Celtics really could have a chance at beating them this year. And that leads us right into number 1. Because something that everyone's looking forward to is somebody finally beating the Warriors. For the past 4 seasons, they've pretty much dominated the entire NBA. They won the championship in 2015, went 73-9 in 2016, and then added Kevin Durant, and have won the past 2 NBA championships as everyone knew that they would. Even after they added Durant, everyone wanted to see the Warriors lose, but now that they've added Cousins too, everyone that's not a bandwagon Golden State fan is desperately hoping that DeMarcus Cousins ruins their team chemistry, or that a team can just flat out eliminate them from the playoffs, or even just beat them in the NBA Finals. And right now, like I said, it's looking like the Celtics and the Rockets have the best chance of doing that. So if that's something you want to see, definitely comment down below and let me know. And comment and let me know what you're most looking forward to this season, whether it was something on this list or something I might have missed. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next video.